So I'm here and I'm doing a Q&A slash FAQ slash I'm answering questions today. I even put them on a paper because I'm organized now. The first one that I get very, very often is, what kind of clay do you use? I mostly use polymer clay. I use Super Sculpey specifically. Here, I actually have one. This is the main brand that I use. I use it for most of my projects, like this is made with that. All the like little goblins I make are with that. Bigger goblins are made with that. Okay, what kind of paint do you use? I just use regular acrylic paint. A lot of it's not very expensive, and then I kind of combine it with nicer acrylic paints or higher grade acrylic paints. So I'm usually right now either using this or like combination of the two. This is folk art paint. It's like in Canada it's like $2 something per bottle, and this is a golden paint, and it's also a matte. I usually prefer to use matte paints and then put a gloss over top if I want a shiny finish. Have you ever thought about selling press-on nails? I would need to acquire another skill set to do that. I probably have a lot of the things required, but I've just gotten my feet wet in one thing, so that's not happening right now, but I do like painting nails. What is your favorite project so far? It's hard for me to pick a favorite, but essentially the last few things I've done have been my favorite. The Barbie goblin, the Bratz one, like I had so much fun doing, and I love the way that they came out, and I love like the meaning that they hold for me. The more medium-sized sculptures that I made like a scene for, I really love those, once again, for like the concept behind it. And this might sound like cuckoo hours, but a lot of the pieces I make, because they're figurative and they're characters with personality, and you know, they become like these creatures that I live among, and they kind of become like, not like they become my friends, like, oh, I'm sitting here talking to them, but I think that creating like scenes with multiple characters that have a relationship with each other is like very therapeutic for me, especially when I'm creating things that like are influenced from experiences I've had in my life, or like memories. So I would say the two bigger dolls that I reworked, and the scenes that I created, the slumber party where the goblins are doing each other's nails, and then the photo shoot goblins that are like taking pictures of each other in their bedroom. And I have a lot more ideas for like that series that I want to make, and like I'm hoping to be able to show them in an art show and have like all of the dioramas set up, and like it's gonna tell this like bigger story of being a woman and experiences we have in our relationships with each other and what they mean for us. Okay, why goblins? And I could make such a long video talking about this. Basically, they're kind of the perfect example of like a mythological creature that has been portrayed as ugly and evil with like bad character traits, and similar comparisons have been made to many different like people throughout history, comparing certain visual traits to mean certain things. Like Disney's a big example of like having villains have like big crooked noses and like really severe features. When I was remaking one of the dolls into a goblin, before I did the nose, before anyone even knew what it was becoming, that it was gonna be a goblin, people were like, oh my god, the nose, like why would you do that? Like that's so awful that you're doing that. But what is awful about it? It's just different than the one before. What's awful about it? Like, I don't know. I don't think it needs to be shocking. I don't think that it's so, it's such an absurd thing. the point of my work is not noses. We're just putting big noses on everything. Like, that's such a simple take on it. Like, I'm not just looking at things and going, I'm gonna put a big nose on that, and everyone's gonna go, whoa. I think part of it is really just making something that feels beautiful to me that doesn't look so different from me. And it's a way of like feeling right in the world myself and not feeling like disgusted with myself, because if every portrayal of beauty that I see has certain features and then I see myself and I don't have that, of course I'm not going to feel good about myself. Like that circumstance makes it like impossible. So it's like a fun, healing, therapeutic, enjoyable thing for me to put not my exact features, but features similar to mine. It feels so nice getting comments saying like, oh, like I've always hated my nose, and seeing you portray it like this makes me feel beautiful, or makes me like feel good about it. And like, I really couldn't ask for more. I really couldn't ask for like to hear something nicer than that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the point of like my work is not like everything needs to be beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm redefining what's beautiful. But I do think that it is worth questioning what makes something beautiful, because a lot of it is really just perspective. Is what I'm doing anti-Semitic? Personally, I think no. I am a Jewish artist with mixed heritage, and I think it's the opposite of anti-Semitic. I think it's like a reclamation of an anti-Semitic trope that, Jewish people have been associated with certain characteristics and features through propaganda. And no, I think it's not anti-Semitic. I think that it is a fun reclamation of something that has maybe once been used to hurt Jewish people, and I'm saying that it's not going to hurt me, How can you hurt me by calling me a goblin when goblins slay? Okay, this is back to like normal stuff, back to less intense stuff. Do you do customs? I don't have a great answer to this. The current answer is sometimes. Sometimes I do customs. I'm still trying to figure out if I enjoy doing them, to be honest. I've definitely enjoyed some so far. I'm still figuring out if doing custom work feels right for me. So, you never know. You can ask. Do you sell any of your work on here? So, whenever I'm ready to list something, it's gonna go on mitzyfritzy.com. There's certain things I'm just not gonna sell because it's not their time. And then there are other things that I am happy to sell, because I think that I don't need to hoard everything. I think that's everything. I mean, I'm sure there's some stuff I've missed, but I hope that this is enlightening to the handful of people that might have wanted to learn a little bit more about me and about like my process. I don't even think I spoke about my process. Who want to learn more about what I'm trying to do on here. Well, thank you for listening, and love ya!